own great work of literature here. So Perk caused quite a stir with this tweet. I don't need to be convinced that Bron is the GOAT. It's stamped. But if this Nets team can make it out the East and Bron takes care of them, he's the undisputed GOAT. Beating two super teams today is greater than 6-0 in the 90s. Carry on. Stephen A?
Oh,
is
no.
Perk right about LeBron's GOAT status?
No, I don't agree with Perk, but Max is the one that was talking smack to Perk. So I'm going to let Max get in here first. I'll close. Go ahead, Max.
Go
and Kirk, you and
First of
Kendrick
all,
go at it. No,
it's absurd. Every word of it is absurd. Starting with LeBron's the GOAT, it's stamped. No, actually, Jordan's the GOAT, it's stamped. There's nothing LeBron's going to do now that's going to convince anyone who knows that at his best he's better than Jordan, because he's not. No, the numbers say it and the championships say it. That's number one. Number two, you act like Perkins has an old soul. Perk, you got an old soul, but you're actually a youngin'. You're over 10 years younger than me, and more than that, younger than Stephen A. You didn't really live through the Jordan era, so you're disrespecting the teams he beat. Michael Jordan, just in the second three-peat, had a year where when he comes back, had a full season back, he beat a 60-win Shaq and Penny team. That was a super team that had just been to the finals. Shaq, Penny, and an excellent supporting cast. He swept them. He then beat a 64-win Seattle team with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. They were crew deep. They won 64 games. Well, if he beats another super team, the Nets have a big three. As I said, there's pressure on them to get to the finals. A lot of people aren't convinced they'll get to the finals. Most people aren't taking them to beat the Lakers. They're not the favorites against the Lakers because you brought it up yourself. A lot of people brought it up. There's only one ball. How are Harden and Kyrie going to play together? KD's coming back off the injury. Is his health going to hold up? Who's going to play defense because they weren't playing it well before Harden got there? Beating that team, you think, puts LeBron James over a Michael Jordan who never even got taken seven games in the finals at 6-0?
Max, you know good and damn well we only got 2 minutes left. Why are you going to chew up all the time? Go ahead, Kendrick.
Yeah, Max. And Max, I thought you was going to bring up Jeff Hornacek again because I was going to walk off the set. But listen, let me tell you something, Max. If you're about to downgrade that 73-9 when Bron came back 3-1, then you're tripping right now. And if you're about to sit up here and tell me that with a Kyrie Irving, who was one of the most skilled players to ever touch the damn basketball, and Kevin Durant, arguably the best scorer to ever touch the damn basketball, James Harden, arguably the most prolific scorer to touch the damn basketball, all on one team, and you're telling me that that's not a super team and it's not championship or bust, you're out your damn mind. It is championship or bust. And if they happen to meet up with the Lakers in the finals and the Lakers beat them, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear that GOAT talk no more from you or Stephen A.
Well, first of all,
the stuff you just said about, go ahead, Stephen A.
Kendrick, I got to go, but let me say this to you. First of all, Kendrick, I disagree with you. Secondly, on this show, I will say what I want to say. Thirdly, and more importantly, here's the deal, Kendrick Perkins. Here's the deal. You can say that all you want to, but you dilute your own argument because you don't even have Brooklyn coming out of the East. You got Philly. So evidently, they ain't that damn super in Brooklyn.
He's doing fine, but they are going to work very slowly through this concussion protocol practice. Now, today's an off day for the team, but they're hoping that they can get Mahomes through some light cardio, see how much he can tolerate without feeling any sort of symptoms. That's the next big part on the checklist. They're fully prepared to give Chad Henne significant practice snaps Wednesday and Thursday, and then just hope Mahomes gets back in the fold sooner than later. But they are going to follow this protocol right now. They're probably in that step 2 to step 3 range. They hope to get to step 5, which means he can go through a full practice and get back in the flow of things. Now let's send it over to Diana Rossini with the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills are preparing to face Patrick Mahomes. They believe he's going to be able to go on Sunday in this AFC Championship game. But here's the thing. You may remember back in Week 16, they faced each other, and head coach Sean McDermott put it this way. He said, we approached it defensively as a pick your poison. Either we got to stop Patrick Mahomes, which they did very well. He only had 225 passing yards, or we're going to stop the run. And they didn't do that very well. They gave up 245 rushing yards Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the rookie, just lit them up. And here's the thing, guys. They were so transparent with us this week, talking about how much better they need to be on defense. No longer are they going to go with the pick your poison formula here. The idea here, according to Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator here, is to go with a more balanced approach. They put together 2 great defensive performances the last 2 weeks, and they're hoping that just carries into it as they're prepared and feel very good that Mahomes will be back.
Ahead on SportsCenter, we know which quarterbacks will be playing in the NFC Championship game. What to expect when Brady and Rodgers go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. And now, to the NBA. Jay, this game last night, in case you missed it, pay attention. The Lakers hosted the Warriors, and they were on the verge of their sixth straight win because they had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, right? No problem. Stephen Curry says, wait, this thing ain't over yet. And one, he'd make the free throws. The Warriors down 4. 3 to go. Warriors are down 2. Kelly Oubre, remember, he was the replacement for Klay Thompson. That ties it at 108. This game is in L.A. Lakers supposed to blow them out. Not so fast. Warriors up by 2. Draymond Green comes in. He gets that off glass. So now the Warriors are up by 4. Now down to 2. 1:10 to play. Curry crosses over on Davis. And look at that. Vintage Stephen Curry. That gives them a 5-point lead, and they are feeling it. Remember, this is a team that's supposed to be rebuilding. They played really well this season, though. Dennis Schroeder, he was the leading scorer for the Lakers last night. And how about almost throwing that away? Frank Vogel manages to call a timeout. 1.7 seconds left on the clock. Lakers inbound. LeBron James. He's got a good look at this, Jay, for the win, and it doesn't go. So the Warriors pull off the comeback. Down by 19 points in the third. They win at 115 to 113. Steph Curry, 26-7. AD had 17, 7, and 7, but it wasn't enough. Listen.
You know, it's frustrating anytime you lose, especially when you know you could have played better. And we know we can play much better. So you learn from all of that and apply it to the next game.
We know we're a good team. We know teams are going to come out and play their best against us. But the way we lost, we don't like. We don't like losing 2 in a row. But, it was a tough one. It's one that we for sure should have won. So this one hurts a little bit more, but we'll watch the film, when we get back together and try to figure out how to get better and get ready for Milwaukee.
Sage, also last night, net gains indeed. James Harden's second game with Kevin Durant and the Nets. They were taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Eastern Conference Finals playoff preview, you say? 1:20 left in the fourth. Drew Holiday misses the layup, but Giannis has his back. Bucks up 2. So now, Nets ball. Harden. Kicking to Joe Harris. Cousin for 3 on the wing. Nets take the 1-point lead. All right, back come the Bucks. Minute left. Chris Middleton over DeAndre Jordan. Bucks take the lead. This is going back and forth and back and forth. Nets ball, 45 seconds. Durant. Harden. No. But Harden follows his shot. KD, top of the key for 3. The bench is pumped. Nets up 125-123. Just over 10 seconds left. Durant with the ball. And he got stripped. They stripped him. Bucks recovered. They called timeout. So they got a chance. They're down 2 with 3.8 seconds to go. Inbounding. Drew Holiday inbounds to Chris Middleton. Middleton takes the shot, and no, Giannis is mad. And here's why. Keep your eye on 34. He's driving down the middle, and Chris, give me the ball, because there's nobody really covering me. I got KD beat. Give me the ball, Chris. Okay. Doesn't see him. Nets win 125-123. KD 39-6. Harden 34-12-6. And here's James after the game.
I know what type of player Kevin Durant is. He's one of the best players to ever touch a basketball. As God-given, 7 foot, can basically do everything. So for me, it's not trying to compete with that. It's allowing Kevin to be the best Kevin he can be, and I'm going to make sure that I can make him better and then make my teammates better because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
We've been in the league for James' 12th years, James' 12th year, my 14th season. So we pretty much seen every defense, every offensive scheme. We done been in every type of game, playoffs, game 7s, so we done been through a lot in this league, experienced a lot. And for us to bring it together now and combine what we've learned over this time and try to play great basketball, I think it was pretty seamless for us.
Let's bring in NBA analyst Tim Legler. Now, Tim, James Harden scoring or assisting on 129 points through the Nets' first 2 games, the most, his first 2 games with the Nets, the most in a player's first 2 games with the team in NBA history. What stands out to you about Harden so far in his time in Brooklyn?
Well, I think the first thing I thought of last night watching the game was if I found a lamp with a genie in it, one of my wishes would be to come back as Joe Harris. Give me an opportunity to get those kind of looks that these 2 guys are going to create, because you're talking about, Jay, maybe the greatest combination of just raw offensive power of any 2 guys we've ever seen in this league. And what James Harden brings to the table is his ability to facilitate offense, because he just occupies so many guys because of the threat that he is. Here's a perfect example. This should just be a simple switch. It's a 2-guard pick and roll. But because it's James Harden, you get 2 guys that linger at half court. So Joe Harris just runs to an open spot, simple pass and shoot. Here again, 4 guys shift to that side of the floor early to stop James Harden's penetration to the rim. And Kevin Durant, of all people, gets the easiest shot he'll get all season. And then his ability to beat any matchup. So he beats Drew Holiday, who's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And then he knows what he's got to do. Get downhill, draw the backline defender, and look at the opportunity that he creates for DeAndre Jordan. So when you look at these guys together, and they're both raw scorers, and James Harden knows he can go get buckets anytime he wants in the course of the game, somebody is going to have to accept that role of making the game easier for the role players, because those guys play a vital role in all of this if you're going to fulfill your dream, win a championship. And that's what James Harden does, because he has an ability to occupy multiple guys virtually every time he gets the basketball, and it's going to make